welcome back. We're going to unpack AI and the call center thing. We just got done listening to Brian Powers on Customer Success Playbook.
Yeah.
The guy's got 25 years of experience.
True.
He was dropping knowledge bombs left and right.
What?
How AI is really changing the game in call centers.
I think what struck me was how he debunked that myth
Yeah.
right up front that AI is just going to completely replace call centers.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't about extinction, it's about evolution.
We've heard that story before. Like when e-commerce was coming up, everybody was like, call centers are dead. They adapted. They changed. That's what Brian's talking about.
Yeah, and he made this point, which I thought was so interesting, about how this is leading to an upskilling of agents rather than just like robots taking their jobs.
Right.
AI is taking over the boring stuff, like answering basic questions or processing payments.
Right.
And it's freeing up agents to do the more complex stuff, the stuff that requires real problem solving and building relationships.
Yeah, that human touch.
Exactly.
It's not like the robots are coming for your jobs. The robots are coming to help you do your job better.
They become the super-powered assistant.
So you're telling me the call center of the future it's less about the day-to-day grind.
Mm-hmm.
It's more about the exception center dealing with the really tough stuff.
And then he talked about the specific skills that are going to be more important.
Look what?
Obviously, customer service skills are always important.
Yeah.
But he was talking about this rise of conversational engineers.
What is a conversational engineer?
It's people who design and optimize AI interactions. It's not just about being friendly on the phone. It's about understanding how to make those AI interactions feel like talking to a human.
They're the puppet masters behind the AI.
Kind of, yeah.
Fascinating.
This isn't just customer service reps. This is across the board. Companies are going to need people who, analyze data to figure out why customers are calling so they can build AI solutions that actually address the root problems.
It's not just changing what agents do. It's changing the whole landscape of customer service. Who you hire, how you train them, how you measure success.
It's a whole new world out there.
That's wild.
It's all happening now.
I know. That's why this conversation with Brian was valuable, because he's been there, he's seen it all. And he's got these really practical insights about how to actually make AI work for you. Not just AI is cool, but like how to actually implement it, how to measure the ROI.
Yeah, and how to manage expectations. He was clear that these projects can take longer and require more resources than people might think.
Right.
It's about being strategic, having a plan, not just throwing technology at the problem and hoping for the best.
Yeah, that's true anything, right? You got to know what you're trying to achieve. Have a plan, be realistic about the challenges.
Absolutely.
All right, this is fascinating stuff. I'm excited to unpack this more with you. So one of the things that blew my mind was how Brian was talking about AI being used to help agents in real time.
Superpowered assistant.
Whispering in their ear, giving them tips and advice.
I know, and he gave this example of an agent's on the phone, and they're dealing with a really frustrated customer.
Right.
The AI is analyzing the conversation. It can pull up the customer's whole interaction history, suggest de-escalation phrases, even offer a loyalty discount.
Smart.
Based on their value to the company?
AI is doing quality assurance review in a good way, instead of a few spot checks.
Exactly.
Every call is being analyzed, and the agent's getting feedback. We talked about how the agent's role is evolving. What about the customer? What does all this mean for the person on the other end of the line?
Well, that's where I think Brian's vision of proactive service gets really... And think about it. What if companies could anticipate your needs and give you the information before you have to call?
They're reading your mind instead of waiting on hold.
Get what you need.
When you need it.
Exactly.
Okay, powerful.
It is. He used Amazon as an example. They're good at this. They'll suggest products or send shipping updates before you think to check.
You ordered something 2 days ago, and then all of a sudden you get a notification like, hey, it's already shipped. It's going to be there tomorrow.
Yeah. Wow. How did they know? I was just thinking about that.
It's magic. Even with all this amazing technology, Brian acknowledged there are times when you just want to talk to a human.
Absolutely.
He told his story about how he had to call his insurance company.
Mm-hmm.
Even though he could have filed a claim online, he just needed to talk to a person.
Sometimes you just do.
Yeah. And I think that's important to remember. Like, AI is a tool. It's not a replacement for human empathy. There are going to be situations where that human touch is just essential.
Especially when it's something complex or emotionally charged.
It's about finding that balance, right? AI can handle the routine stuff.
Free up the humans to focus on the
Yeah.
stuff that really matters.
Building relationships,
Yeah.
providing personalized support.
Exactly.
Brian didn't shy away from the downsides of AI either. He talked about cybersecurity.
Yeah.
As systems get more sophisticated, there's more potential for things to go wrong.
I thought it was interesting how he said companies need to be proactive, not just reacting to data breaches after they happen.
Right.
They need to have those independent audits of their AI systems. Clear ethical guidelines for data usage.
Yeah, thinking through the implications.
Educating customers on how their data is being used.
Transparency is key. Accountability, too. And we need to make sure that it's being used responsibly and ethically.
I agree.
Okay, so we've talked about the good, we've talked about the bad. But what about the ugly?
The ugly.
What he called vaporware?
Those flashy AI demos.
That promise you the world.
Can they deliver?
Exactly. It's easy to get caught up in the hype, but you got to be careful. Ask the tough questions.
How is this going to solve my problem?
Can I see it in action?
With real customers.
What's the long-term plan for support?
Don't just buy into the hype.
He suggested asking vendors to click on the secret doors during demos. Make sure the system is production ready.
Show me the smoke and mirrors.
It's about looking beyond the surface.
Understanding how the technology works to make sure it's benefiting both companies and customers.
All right, this has been insightful. I feel like I've learned a lot.
Me too.
I'm sure our listeners have too. Thank you for joining us today. We'll catch you all on our next deep dive into the world of customer. Brian had this one final thought that really stuck with me. He said, we're living in the age of assistance. It's not about AI taking over. It's about AI empowering us.
To do things better, smarter, more efficiently.
Using technology to make our lives better.
And that's a future I can get behind.
Me too.
Keep exploring, learning, and those customer success conversations going.
The future of AI is in our hands.
Together, we can shape it into something remarkable.
Well said. That wraps up our deep dive into Brian Powers' insights on the future of AI in call centers. We hope you found this episode insightful and engaging.
It's an exciting time to be in customer experience.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. We'll catch you on our next